Bora, hey there, Army. My name is Dinah Kate. I am 51 years young and I'm a Hobie bias from Houston, Texas. I wanted to hop on and walk you through a quick guide for Auntie ARMY, which I consider age 40 and up. But honestly, this guide would be helpful for any Army who's attending a BTS concert for the first time. I just really want us all to fully enjoy our first experience with BTS at any age. Now, if you're headed to your first show in the coming weeks, you're probably over the moon and maybe also a little nervous about the experience. If you're Auntie Army, it may have been a minute since you've attended a concert of any kind, and you may not be familiar with the ways K pop differs from other music shows. So let's start with what to bring. The trick here is to bring as little as possible because venues do limit bag size without leaving anything out that you might really need. So, here are my suggestions, and these are simply suggestions. You know yourself best and can judge what's necessary and what isn't. So, what's on my recommended checklist? First, you want to bring your photo ID and a credit card. I also recommend investing in a clear bag. And please take a look at your venue guidelines to find the approved bag dimensions for your particular stadium. I'd highly recommend earplugs. These can be the old school kind, or if you want to invest in a pair of loops, I'll put a link in the description so you can take a look. I also recommend bringing your phone with a full charge and also bringing your charging cord along just in case. Please also bring your Army Bomb if you have one with brand new batteries inside. Army Bombs take three AAA batteries, and I would not recommend bringing loose extra batteries because a lot of stadiums don't allow those inside. Next on the list is weather essentials. Depending on the forecast for your tour stop, you may need a handheld fan, and I'll put a link in the description to the one that I get recommended most often. You might also need to bring a hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, an umbrella. And again, check the venue guidelines to see if umbrellas are allowed in the stadium and plan accordingly. If they're not, you might go to the Dollar Tree and find one that's super cheap so that you can just toss it before you enter the stadium. If there's rain in the forecast, again, an umbrella or a raincoat might be a good thing to put on your list. Next is a collapsible bag. This I bring along for merch and freebies to make it easier to carry those things, but keep it folded up and in your bag until after you've entered the venue. And this does not have to be fancy, y'all. You do not have to go out and buy something extra. You can just use a plastic grocery bag and fold it up neatly. Next on the list is hand sanitizer or wet wipes. I also recommend bringing a face mask. And again, this is a just in case. If you have a compromised immune system, this can prevent you from getting sick, which we all want to be happy and healthy for BTS. And there might be someone around you who's not feeling good. Last but not least, the game changer for me, something I swear by, is a pair of compression socks. One word of caution: please practice wearing the compression socks before the night of the concert. Don't let the show be the first time you put them on. I actually like the kind that does not have a toe. So choose a pair of compression socks, try them on before the show, but man, have they really helped me out. Some optional things you might consider bringing along. First on the list is water in disposable or collapsible bottles, and you might also bring electrolyte powder like Liquid IV, for example. This is for waiting in line to enter the venue. Especially if it's hot weather, we need to stay hydrated. But remember, you likely won't be allowed to bring water bottles into the stadium. Next is snacks to eat in line. I would encourage you to bring small items like granola bars or nuts. And again, you'll probably be asked to dispose of any extras before you enter the venue. Third on the list, this is an important one. Any personal medications or medical equipment you might need. This includes things like Tylenol or Aleve, antacids, throat lozenges. If you have a health issue, make sure you have anything that might be important and consider informing the staff of your condition once you're to your seat. If you have balance issues and will need to navigate stairs at the concert, consider bringing a cane for extra support. Next on the list is a portable phone charger. Because tens of thousands of people will be in one small area, this means your phone will be working harder and its battery will deplete much faster than usual. So, if you don't want to be stuck with a dead battery, plan ahead. Next on the list is band aids and bottle caps. Why bottle caps? Because many venues' concessions serve drinks without caps for safety reasons, so you may need to bring your own if you're afraid to spill. Again, check your venue guidelines to make sure that this is allowed. Next on the list, breath mints or Copico candies. You might also consider, if you are in your 50s or above, like me, bladder leakage products. If you know, you know. Next on the list is freebies and army time signs. And if you've never heard of this, I'll explain more in the next couple of slides. But the most important thing to know is that you are not required to make signs or bring freebies to share, especially if it's your first concert. But if you do choose to participate, make sure you're following venue guidelines for sign dimensions and don't put anything in your freebies that's not allowed in the stadium. Next on the list is a bandana or scarf. This is handy to sit on when you're outside or to use for cleanups quickly. Last couple of items. If you have long hair and you might need a hair tie, that would be something to bring along. And last but not least, lip balm. Next, I want to go over some things you may not have expected that you will encounter at the BTS concert. First off, you'll be on your feet a lot. At a minimum, you'll be standing in line for the venue and I hope dancing for much of the 2.5 hour show. You might also choose to stand in line for merch or other activities. And depending on where your seat is, you may also be climbing a lot of stairs. Secondly, many fans bring freebies to share. It is common but not required to bring small fan made gifts to hand out before the show. Think photo cards, stickers, friendship bracelets, or charms. Please note that you can still accept a freebie even if you don't bring freebies to exchange. Next, some fans dress up in costume. Prepare to see lots of creative cosplay among ARMY. Some will dress in fashion from music videos or recreate moments from BTS lore. If you do choose to wear a costume, be sure you will still be comfortable. Next, Army bombs coordinate with the music. When paired with the official app, light sticks change color, flash in rhythm, and create other fabulous visual effects, which makes you a part of the show. Something else you may not have realized, armies actually learn fan chants for the show. BTS's label publishes official fan chants for us to learn so that we can sing or rap along, echo certain parts of songs, and shout the members' names together. My favorite resource for this is an army creator named Doshielasol. They have a spreadsheet with links to their YouTube videos so that you can practice. And I'll put a link to that in the description. Quick note here, in my experience, American audiences do not necessarily do the fan chants perfectly. So, what I focus on learning is the chorus of each song on the set list and then knowing which songs have a name fan chant. But I don't stress a whole lot about the rest. Another thing to note, some fans bring signs for army time. So between Act 2 and the encore of ARIRANG, cameras will search the audience for clever, funny, or heartfelt signs that fans have made for the show. Not to sound like a broken record here, but check the guidelines for your venue to make sure that signs are allowed and find out if there are size restrictions. The next one, you probably know this, but it doesn't hurt to mention it. Concert etiquette is very important. Keep your light stick and your signs at chest level during the performance so that the armies behind you can see. Be aware of the people in your area and just treat them with kindness and respect. Next, other BTS events are happening in the city. Beyond the concert itself, army groups and local businesses organize other activities where fans can meet and celebrate seeing Bangtan together. I also like to support local K pop shops and Korean restaurants while I'm in a city for a concert. The last thing to know, armies are super friendly. If you are attending the concert alone, please don't be nervous. The vast majority of Army are very kind and welcoming. So don't be afraid to chat up the person next to you about their bias, where they're from, how and when they discovered BTS, etc. And if you need help, just ask. Finally, I wanted to share a timeline of how I prepare for the concert in advance. 3 weeks out, or as soon as possible, I start getting fit for the show. What I mean by this is, I would encourage you to train gently and gradually to be on your feet for long periods of time. If you're relatively fit in pretty good health, but you have qualms about standing for several hours on the day of the concert, you can get some support. I've actually created an online course called Fit for ARIRANG, and I will put a link to that in the description below. The other thing I'd encourage you to do 3 weeks out is look up the venue guidelines, learn what is and isn't allowed in the stadium, and plan accordingly. 2 weeks out, design a transportation or parking plan. Figure out how you'll get to and from the stadium and consider having a backup plan as well. The other thing I'd encourage you to do 2 weeks out is arrange ADA assistance if necessary. Contact the venue or the local ADA in the city if you need accessible parking, wheelchair assistance, etc. 1 week out, this is when I start checking the weather forecast and securing any weather related necessities I might need. If it's going to be hot, get my sunscreen, my hat, my fan, my bug repellent, my umbrella. If it's going to be raining, an umbrella or raincoat, jacket, etc. The other thing I do 1 week out is start to plan my concert fit. I decide what I'm going to wear, and I would really encourage you err on the side of comfort over cuteness or cosplay, especially when it comes to shoes. Your footwear should be comfortable, broken in, and have good tread. The other thing I start to think about 1 week out is to take care of my health as much as possible. Make an effort to get good sleep and eat well in the days leading up to the concert. And if possible, rest a little extra the day before and after your Bangtan experience. The day before the concert, I conduct army bomb maintenance. That just means put fresh batteries in your light stick and pair it with the app. I've actually heard conflicting information about whether it's necessary to pair your Army Bomb with the app, but I'm going to go ahead and do it to be on the safe side. And I will put a link in the description to an Army with specific instructions. Next, download your ticket. Save your ticket in your wallet app and also open it on your Ticketmaster or SeatGeek app as well. I have heard that some venues are only accepting tickets from the wallet, while others want to see the dynamic barcode in the ticketing platform's app. So if I were you, I'd prepare to open it both ways. The other thing I do the day before the concert is really focus on my health. Eat well, get good rest, and avoid alcohol. I want to feel my best on show day. The last thing, I know this may sound a little woo woo, but this has really helped me set intentions for tomorrow. Consider how much you want to spend on show day and what you'll need to feel your best. Promise yourself that you'll be present and move through any hiccups you might face with grace and ease. Then it's the day of the concert. Woo! I'm getting excited just thinking about it. On the day of the show, give yourself plenty of time. Most fans arrive early and spend the hours before the doors open making friends and exchanging freebies. And I get that you may not have it in you to wait in the hot sun, but don't roll up late. There is no opening act. So if BTS starts on time, which they typically do, you will miss Hooligan, and that would be a tragedy. Second thing, on concert day, hydrate while you wait. Standing in line, especially in hot weather, can be grueling. So take care of yourself by drinking plenty of water and snacking if you need to. I would also encourage you to really live in the moment. Even if you're an older army, you should not be afraid to dance, shout, and just have the time of your life. Life is way too short to worry about what other people think. You might want to film one or two moments, but spend most of the concert looking at BTS with your very own eyeballs. I would also encourage you to plan your potty breaks. If you have to use the restroom, which I definitely will, I plan to go right after merry-go-round or idle so that I don't miss a moment of the performance. And finally, pick up after yourself. Army is known for leaving spaces better than we found them, so put your trash in the designated bins and encourage others to do the same. I have a feeling you're going to have the time of your life at the BTS concert. The most important thing is to listen to your body, take care of yourself and others. Let's listen to BTS, love ourselves and each other, and make Bangtan proud. Now, I know I missed a few things, so Army, let me have it. Share your tips in the comments, and you can visit dynacate.com for a printable version of this guide. I'll put the link in the description below. And don't forget, Army, if you'd like a little support getting fit for ARIRANG, I have an online course, and the Los Angeles cohort starts August 9th. I would love to have you join me. I'll put the link in the description below. Thank you, everybody. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Borahae!